back to the channel. If you are preparing for WAEC Economics and you want to understand how questions are set, not just memorize answers, you are in the right place. In today's video, we will be treating the WAEC 2023 SSCE Economics past questions. And I won't just give you the correct options. I will explain why each answer is correct, so you can think like an examiner and avoid common traps. We will be covering questions 1 to 25 in this video, breaking them down step by step for clear understanding. Then in the next video, we will complete the remaining 25 questions. So make sure you don't miss out. If you are serious about passing economics with confidence, this series is for you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more clear SS3 economics lessons. Now let's start. Question 1. Which of the following is a non-renewable natural resources? Which of the following is a non-renewable natural resources? A. Rubber. B. Oil palm. C. Coal. D. Cocoa. The correct answer to the question is option C. Coal. Coal is a non-renewable natural resource because it cannot be replaced once it is exhausted. Unlike rubber, oil palm, and cocoa, they are all agricultural products that can be replanted and renewed. Question 2. The demand for a factor input as a result of the demand for its output is known as dash. The demand for a factor input as a result of the demand of its output is known as dash. A. Market demand. B. Complementary demand. C. Competitive demand. And D. Derived demand. The correct answer to the question is option D. Derived demand. Derived demand refers to the demand for factors of production, such as labor or raw materials, that is dependent on the demand for the final goods they help produce. For example, if the demand for cars increases, the demand for labor and parts to produce those cars also increases. Question 3. If the government stops subsidy on cocoa production, the supply curve of cocoa will dash. If the government stops subsidy on cocoa production, the supply curve of cocoa will dash. Option A. Become vertical. B. Remain unchanged. C. Shift to the left. And D. Shift to the right. The correct answer to the question is option C. Shift to the left. When the government removes subsidies, the cost of production for cocoa farmers will increase, making it more expensive to produce cocoa. This reduction in supply causes the supply curve to shift to the left, indicating a decrease in the quantity supplied at each price level. I hope that is taken. Number 4. A monopolist may enjoy abnormal profit if it dash. A monopolist may enjoy abnormal profit if it dash. Option A. Marginal cost exceeds marginal revenue. Option B. Demand curve is perfectly elastic. Option C. Expenditure on advertisement increases. And option D. Price exceeds average total cost. The correct answer to the question is option D. A monopolist may enjoy abnormal profit only if its price exceeds average total cost. When we talk about abnormal profit occurs when the price charged by the monopolist is greater than the average total cost of production. This means the firm earns more than the normal profit, which allows it to make excess returns. Question 5. The supply of light using candle, lantern, and gas lamp is an example of dash. The supply of light using candle, lantern, and gas lamp is an example of dash. A. Complementary supply. B. Abnormal supply. C. Joint supply. And D. Composite supply. The correct answer to the question is option D, composite supply. Composite supply refers to the different goods that serve the same purpose or satisfy the same need. In this case, candles, lantern, and gas lamp all provide light, making them examples of composite supply. Next question. Industries are sometimes located in a non-profitable areas in order to dash. Industries are sometimes located in the non-profitable areas in order to dash. Options: A, to encourage rural-urban migration, B, to even out development, C, to bring external economies, and D, to enjoy internal economies. The correct answer to the question is option B, to even out development. Governments often place industries in less profitable or less developed regions to promote balanced regional development and reduce disparities between urban and rural areas. Next question. A government may improve its invisible trade. A government may improve its invisible trade account by dash. A government may improve its invisible trade account by dash. A, developing tourism. B, imposing tariff on exports. C, encouraging medical treatment abroad. D, increasing export of primary products. The correct option is option A. A government may improve its invisible trade account by developing tourism. Invisible trade includes services and intangible items. By promoting tourism and other service sectors, a government can increase its earnings from invisible exports, improving the invisible trade balance. Alright, question 8. To overcome the problem of double counting under the expenditure approach, A, spending on intermediate goods and inputs are considered. B, valued added method is used. C, proper accounting standard must be used. And D, only spending on final goods are considered. The correct answer to this question is option D, only spending on final goods are considered. Double counting occurs when intermediate goods are counted more than once. And to avoid this, only the expenditure on final goods is considered in the calculation of national income. Okay, question 9. At what point on the total product curve shown above will marginal product be negative? A, Q, B, S, C, R, and D, P. The correct answer is option B, S. Marginal product becomes negative when total product begins to decline. This typically happens beyond the point of optimal production, where additional units of input lead to a reduction in total output. Therefore, marginal product is negative at point S, which makes S the correct answer. Next question. National income is calculated mainly to dash. National income is calculated mainly to dash. A, determine how income is to be shared. B, help firms generate more funds. C, determine aid to be received from other nations. And D, determine the level of sectoral performance. The correct answer to this question is option D. National income is calculated mainly to determine the level of sectoral performance. Calculating national income helps assess the performance of different sectors within the economy, such as agriculture, industry, and services, and provides insights into economic growth and development. Question 11. Assisting members to solve temporary balance of payment problem is the reason for the establishment of the dash. Assisting members to solve temporary balance of payment problems is the reason for the establishment of the dash. A, International Monetary Fund. B, Economic Commission for Africa. C, World Bank. And D, African Development Bank. The correct answer to this question is option A, International Monetary Fund, IMF. The IMF was created to provide temporary financial assistance to countries facing balance of payments problems, thereby helping them to stabilize their economies. Next question. Money is able to function more as a medium of exchange when dash. Money is able to function more as a medium of exchange when dash. A. There is a fall in production. B. More people engage in subsistence production. D. Individuals and nations are self-sufficient. D. There is specialization of labor. The correct answer to the question is option D. Money is able to function more as a medium of exchange when there is specialization of labor. When labor is specialized, different individuals or countries produce different goods, leading to increased exchange and making money more effective as a medium of exchange. Next, an economic system is mainly concerned with dash. An economic system is mainly concerned with dash. A. Studying the relationship between ends and means. B. The allocation of scarce resources between alternative ends. C. Handling situation of abundant resources. And D. The establishment of economic laws. The correct answer to the question is option B. Economic system is mainly concerned with the allocation of scarce resources between alternative ends. So, an economic system focuses on how to allocate limited resources efficiently to meet various competing needs and wants. Next question. When the marginal utility from the consumption of commodity X is greater than the price of commodity X, a rational consumer should dash. That is, when the MU of X is greater than the price of X, a rational consumer should dash. A. Strive to remain in disequilibrium. B. Consume the same quantity of commodity X. C. Consume more of commodity X. D. Reduce consumption of commodity X. The correct answer is C. Consume more of commodity X. So when the additional satisfaction gained from consuming one more unit of a commodity is greater than its price, it is expected that a rational consumer will consume more of that commodity in order to maximize utility. Question 15. Which of the following items is not classified as working capital? Which of the following items is not classified as working capital? A. Fuel. B. Money to pay wages. C. Semi-finished goods. And D. Equipment. The correct answer to the question is D. Equipment. Equipment is considered as fixed capital because it is used over a long period, unlike working capital, which includes items like fuel, wages, and semi-finished goods that are consumed or used within a short period. 16. If the demand for a commodity remains constant as price increases, the commodity is said to be dash. If the demand for a commodity remains constant as price increases, the commodity is said to be dash. A. Perfectly price inelastic. B. Unit price elastic. C. Price elastic. And D. Price inelastic. The correct answer to this question is option A. Perfectly price inelastic. Perfectly priced inelastic demand means that the quantity demanded does not change regardless of price changes, and this indicates that consumers will buy the same amount no matter how much the price rises. So the correct answer is option A. 17. Warehousing is an economic activity that falls under dash. Warehousing is an economic activity that falls under dash. A. Secondary production. B. Primary production. C. Tertiary production. And D. Intermediate production. The correct answer to this question is option C. Tertiary production. Warehousing is a part of the tertiary sector because it involves services that support the distribution of goods rather than the production of goods. 18. The study of economics is mainly concerned with how to dash. The study of economics is mainly concerned with how to dash. A. Rank individuals' wants given the abundant resources. B. Make choices when resources are inadequate. C. Satisfy every member of all societies. D. Produce all the goods needed by everyone. Correct answer is option B. The study of economics is mainly concerned with how to make choices when resources are inadequate. Economics is primarily focused on making choices and allocating limited resources to meet unlimited wants, and this addresses the fundamental problems of scarcity. Question 19. Use the graph above to answer the question. The curve labeled W shows the dash. The curve labeled W shows the dash. A. Regressive tax. B. Proportional tax. C. Specific tax. And D. Progressive tax. The correct answer to the question is option D. Progressive tax. A progressive tax rate increases as income rises, meaning that higher income individuals pays a higher percentage of their income in tax. So, which represented by the progressive tax curve. You can see that the progressive tax curve is it has a positive relationship between tax rate and income. 20. Resources are pooled for the mutual benefit of its members, mainly in a dash. Resources are pooled for the mutual benefit of its members, mainly in a dash. A. Cooperative society. B. Joint stock company. C. Private company. And D. Partnership. The correct answer to this question is A. Cooperative society. Cooperative societies are formed to pool resources and provide mutual benefit to their members, often focusing on shared ownership and decision making. Next question. The total fixed costs curve is dash. The total fixed cost curve is dash. A. Horizontal. B. Upward sloping. C. Vertical. D. Downward sloping. The correct answer to the question is option A. Horizontal. The total fixed cost curve remains constant regardless of the level of output. So the fixed cost curve is horizontal, indicating no change as production increases. 22. A small-scale firm located within an industrial estate will enjoy dash. A. Government protection and funding. B. Technology economies of scale. C. Financial economies of scale. And D. External economies of scale. The correct answer to the question is the external economies of scale. Being in an industrial estate allows a firm to benefit from external economies of scale, such as shared infrastructure, reduced transportation costs, and proximity to suppliers and customers. 23. Country M enjoys absolute advantage over country N in production of commodities X and Y. If country M enjoys absolute advantage over country N in the production of commodities X and Y. If country M A is inefficient in the production of both commodities X and Y. B is more efficient than country N in producing both commodities X and Y. C can produce only commodity Y cheaper than country N. C and country N are efficient in the production of both goods. The correct answer is option B. If country M enjoys absolute advantage over country N in the production of commodities X and Y, if country M is more efficient than country N in producing both commodities X and Y. Absolute advantage means that a country can produce a good more efficiently using fewer resources than another country. So if country M is more efficient in both goods, it has absolute advantage in both goods. Commercial bank helps in economic development and mainly by dash. Commercial banks helps in economic development mainly by dash. A. Acting as trustees and executors of wills. B. Acting as intermediaries between governments and borrowers. C. Serving as custodians of valuables. And D. Giving financial advice to the government. The correct answer to the question is option B. Commercial banks help in economic development mainly by acting as intermediaries between government and borrowers. Commercial banks facilitate economic development by channeling funds from savers to borrowers, which enable investment and growth in the economy. And our last question for this series is question 25. When job vacancies are publicized, the government is mainly trying to solve the problem of dash. A. Residual unemployment, cyclical unemployment, technological unemployment, and D. Frictional unemployment. The correct answer is option D. Frictional unemployment. Publicizing job vacancies helps reduce frictional unemployment, which occurs when people are temporarily between jobs or entering the workforce. And that brings us to the end of questions 1 to 25 of the WAEC 2023 SSCE Economics past questions. If you followed along properly, you should now understand not just the answers but the reasons behind them. And that's how you beat WAEC, by understanding, not cramming. The remaining 25 questions will be treated in our next video, so make sure you don't miss it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you will be the first to watch when it drops. If this lesson helped you, please like, share with your friends who are preparing for WAEC exams, and drop your questions in the comments. I do check and respond. Keep studying smart, stay consistent, and remember, success in exams is built daily, not overnight. See you in the next video.